have a kind of a significant amount of time to live stream, but I also have to take my walk because I went like 2 days without taking it. So yeah. Um, Yesterday I got caught up with Social Security and Brian. So I think I'm not even going to bother with the airlines, but I'll see how I feel. I have a little bit more time. I still have to call Amtrak and Royal Caribbean about the second trip. So um, it's kind of a lot. I mean, it's stuff I don't like doing anyway. It's a hassle and just emotionally, obviously. So I stayed up kind of late last night, but I still have to take my walk, and then I'm sure I'll feel better. Take my walk. I'm supposed to go look at Christmas lights at 5. I made a commitment last night because I didn't want to do it. Um, I think even sometimes when you know actually what helps you and what doesn't, you have to sort of just consider other people's feelings, right? Just you can't just completely block people out. So, um, right, I am a different being. I'm a different being, and right. So it's good when people sort of accept that, but then it's still, some people are just set in their ways where they have thoughts and ideas about stuff, and it's okay. But anyways, some things actually kind of make it worse for me, and some things don't. So spending a lot of time by myself actually helps me. Um, Earth actually listens to me, but this live stream and God. It's just me. I've just come to accept it. Just no one on earth, maybe animals would, listens to me. They just don't. Okay, so um, I do this. I recommend it to people, and some people they just still refuse to do it. Because I find when you take the walks and you talk to yourself a lot, you can actually engage in real conversations. Otherwise, you're just on a constant. It's either a constant flow yourself or it's just all this stuff all over the place. And you go, I understand all that, but like that's not even part of my life. It's part of what upsets me. Yeah, it's part of what upsets me. It's like it's okay because people do what they do to try to help you. Right. Just right. All the world traditional stuff is not gonna help. It's like obviously giving me a place to stay is the number one thing, and I need my own housing. I absolutely need my own housing. I know that they're still doing it at Social Security. Is there another address? You people have got to stop it. You've got to stop it. I'm 54 years old. I'm an adult woman. I need my own housing. I just had a marriage destroyed because of it. I just had a marriage destroyed because of it. I lost all of my children because of it. It's just horrifyingly gross. I don't just assimilate into somebody else's family, right? It's wickedly disgusting. Why do you have your own housing? I'm not an animal. Right, and then on the other hand of that, I explained it about that person telling Brian if he gets rid of me, he can get a caretaker and get his own place. You go, "You people are so horrifyingly sick." Anyways, severe brain disease. Um, I don't want anything to do with your community because I've tried to explain to you that you have brain disease. You're not acting like regular Neanderthals because that would seem insane to you. It would seem insane to you. We don't house married couples. You have to have a dependent. That should seem insane to you, but it doesn't. Can you live with your mother? Can you live with your sister? I had a fucking house and 6 minors. No. No, I don't want nope, I explained it last night, and that's Almighty God talking. Almighty God runs this machine, runs this, okay? Almighty God runs this. Bloop. Because you're in a sense, you're gonna come to terms with what you did to me, and I was just typing about it on Facebook to Brian and anyone that reads my page and his page. Right, newsflash, Brian, most people just run the fuck right away from me because it's overwhelming. Not I'm overwhelming. How the fuck? Right. Everyone knows their inner self if they're quote unquote bad and the shit they've done and stuff. You ever hear people go, yeah, I know I'm evil? They do. And you just go, holy fuck. Like you get scared because like God doesn't exist or something. I explained it. God is extincting the entire species. Right. You just go, that can't be good. I told you from the beginning, all you were doing was making up excuses and shutting me off. And I asked Brian, finally, I go, why do you think I lost my children? He turns, he goes, drinking? No, nope, nope. Ron DeSantis, Casey DeSantis, Al Gore, the Gulf Channel, Florida alimony laws. Also, I explained about what happened in 2008 with the foreclosure crisis, where people paid off the banks and animals wouldn't stop foreclosing our houses. They used everything, including DCF. They would steal your children and adopt them out to get you out of your house like monkeys. So, unfortunately, Alfred and Angela, being monkeys themselves, they got caught up in it. Okay. Whereas that woman, Karen, and her husband were still a couple. They still did it to them. I didn't deserve it because I wanted a marital divorce. They were still married. They took their effing children over an electric bill. Okay? Do you people lose your children over an electric bill? No, you know you don't. Many of you know that you've done things and then you get sent to counseling. Or your kid goes into the thing like Brian and you still have visitation with them. So you know something's terribly wrong. Okay? And it's not, I'm telling you a lie. Anyways, gonna go to the bathroom, smoke a cigarette. I was explaining too what I'm getting from God in terms of Brian and the ongoing diagnosis of psychopathy. Um, I'm still keeping that out there and attachment disorder, severe attachment disorder, and probably what do they call it? Congruent psychopathy and severe attachment disorder, leading into antisocial personality disorder. That's what that is. It's attachment disorder in adults. Too many caregivers from a young age. And then coupled with all of that abuse. So uh, we don't know if his father has a genetic factor since I didn't get to interview any of his family since they run away from me too. Okay. Um, that's why I was wondering if the Nana was the mother's mother or the father's mother, because Brian said she was a drunk. He also said his whole family is drug users. Um, so the father was a crackhead. That's not a father. Um, what I would do if I was Brian to help himself because he's mixing up his memories. Sometimes they get angry. I dealt with that with Tom Kent and just left him alone. Brian needs to watched some videos. I'm sure he knows a lot of crackheads. He knows his behavior. Okay. Do those seem like nice people? Okay. Because a child doesn't view things the way an adult does, Brian. And you clearly have never had actual mental health treatment. Obviously, you have not. I mean, it's so basic that it's just you've never had mental health treatment. No way. It's just these people are deranged and keep putting you in detoxes and stuff. So anyway, I guess if Ben wants to explore that about what does Brian think about crack users? Like if he has videos of them screaming and yelling and giving testimony about how deranged they are when they're high, what it does to their thoughts. Like people that use meth have told me in your head and stuff like that. Okay. So then is it and then if Ben knows, maybe get a book and start reading it about child perceptions when stuff is stored in the brain. It's stored through a child's mind, a child's eye, and a child's perceptions of what's going on. So it's not the same as an adult viewing things. That's a really important thing to know about psychology for your recovery. That's a when you think in your mind from a memory or something, always know that it's from a child's brain is stored. So parents are supposed to be heroes to their children. That's how a child views their parent, is a hero until that's repeatedly chipped away. So a crackhead cannot be a father, Brian. A crackhead cannot be a cool dude. He can't. Okay. And that doesn't mean that nobody can love Brian. Okay? That doesn't mean that nobody can love Brian because Buck can't be a father. And that, why do you keep telling me that these people that like pedophiles, okay? Probably much like these weird dudes, okay? They talk to everybody, other people go, get the fuck away from me, okay? Obviously, I talk to some people and other people I don't. I get a sense, I can tell in the words, okay? So I think one of the big clues is no normal person picks up a homeless dude and takes him to his place. No normal person does that. Just know that right off the bat. No helper person is doing that. I really find it hard to believe a helper person's father left him $100,000 and so he's buying a drug addict a telephone. I find that really difficult to believe. I've been out there, okay? I've been homeless for 15 years. No one does shit for me. No one does shit for me. You know how hard it is for me to get a telephone? Okay? It took me years and years and years to get a telephone on me. So why is some dude just buying you a phone? Can't be, can't be. Nope. Why is some dude just taking you to his place? He's a weirdo. Absolute weirdo. Oh, I have this friend, but you can't go there. I mean, what the hell? You delete that Facebook page. I don't want to have a war battle. Just you don't need two Facebook pages. The one that you friended me on, keep that one with the Hulk, and the one with the gross, with the weird photos from 25 years ago. That's not your life. That's not your life. And the wrestling and the weird cowboy. I know from when you opened that page last year, I'm explaining it, it's a trigger to something like you have 2 different selves. Delete that entire Facebook page. Just why didn't you friend me to it? Can you not access it? Then Facebook will delete it for me. If you can't access it, then Facebook will delete that page for me and keep the one with the Hulk that I'm on. Okay. Because clearly it's extremely odd that you're married and your wife isn't a friend on your Facebook. And that's been going on for quite a while. It's like some sort of, I don't even know if it's a punishment or it's part of what's going on with you mentally, Brian. Just, you won't let it go. Those weird photos where you're in the dress and stuff, delete it. For real. Delete it. Yes. Okay? Just I found you in Quincy Center in 2023. It's been 2.5 years, Brian. It's not normal. I mean, do you know Jerry? Okay. Do you know Karen from the shelter? Okay. Have you met 2 of my family members, 2 of my sisters? Okay. See how that's not normal? It's not. And it's part of what's going on with you that's it's not good for you. You gotta learn to just do things like thing when they go skydiving. Bloop. You gotta let it go like someone died and you just won't let it go. Apparently, it's difficult for some people to just go like this and just in the free fall. It's difficult for people to go, "I got nobody." Just what the heck? Like when you woke up in Mass General, and then you said later, "I would have told you anything," and you're all regretful about all the years you wasted on quote unquote regular. Your name's Alicia. You wasted all that time refusing to accept that that was abuse. You right. Try to listen to what God's telling you. You just wasted 38 years of your life, okay? Because you won't accept it and let it go. You won't stop thinking about it and talking about it. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about. If I had children with the person, you don't have children with the person. I had actual in-laws. I had a life before I met you. And you knew that when you met me and started courting me. Okay. So when I say something about in-laws in one of my children, that doesn't mean that you then I forget them. You said something mean too. You instantaneously got mean because you're like envious or jealous or something. And I thought maybe you realized you didn't even know my children's names. If you spent more time, Brian, caring about me and asking me things about myself, you wouldn't be using drugs. A cause higher than self. That's why you people don't get well. You're completely locked in and self-absorbed. Okay, so like I said, uh, some things try not to take personally, but you also need severe psychotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy. None of this, what are they calling it? Behavioral health? You don't even know how to do that. You don't even know how to do that. You will not provide housing. Okay? Why are you getting funding to do that? And then some of you are going on YouTube listening to me. You're completely fucking insane. 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 Who are you? What's your name? Are you fucking kidding me? Why do you have that thing on your fucking face? For real. right, Dr. Zing at South Shore? Right. Housing. Why are these fucking criminals at shelters still getting money? Fucking insane. They forced me out of that place. They forced me out of that fucking place after over a decade of free psychological help for people there. They kicked me the fuck out of that place. They're all drug addicts. They kept stealing Brian's medication and other people. They don't like me. They're fucking drug addicts. Oh yeah. I know Brian does tell a lot of lies, but I told you because it's more than one person, and they stole from me. They stole $100 gift card to Stop and Shop. That very employee got fucking fired. They're drug addicts. I've seen them. Okay. And then, oh yeah, and then I got to meet with you later. And complete fucking drug addicts. I'm gonna do a vape, and it's just like the shit you see on YouTube. Absolute drug addicts. Anyways, remember when Brian pretended he cared that he could get money from the Adderall, but then he was worried that children might get it. That's not a prescribed medication, so I went to the shelter and threw it away. Anyways, apparently he doesn't see Ben again till the end of December. Ben's on vacation, or Ben's not wants a break or something. I don't know. Maybe Ben's punishing him, but he might be on vacation. I asked him. He says he's still not prescribed Adderall. Right. Because I think we know there's no way that person's just a drinker. Right. Because I am an alcoholic, I guess you call it, but I don't drink. I probably will have a couple of drinks on my cruises, but right. Um, I'm really familiar with drunks. Yeah, I'm learning more about drug addicts, things I didn't even want to know. But it's like, you guys are a special breed of fucked up. Okay? Like, one of the big things is the lying. Okay. So you live, straight talk, okay? You live in a fantasy where you people have a secret connection to each other. So I don't know if you're all sex abuse victims and you refuse to get treatment for that. Okay, I don't know the answer to that. It's quite possible that's what's causing that. Okay. You all have a secret connection to each other, and wink, wink, and like you, yeah, like that just disgusting, like you've been abused, and you're all sort of like hypersexual, gross, deviant. Okay, so if you're a drug addict and you're telling people you don't have any sex abuse in your history, and I'm sitting right there, the fuck are you on? Why did you say that? If you knew Brian, I guess you'd see why I didn't say it at the time. Volunteers of America. Why did you tell me that someone pulled your dick behind a tree when you were like 3? So you have sexual abuse in your history, right? Or you made it up. Did you have a 14-year-old girlfriend when you were 13? Okay. You're a victim of sex abuse. Why are you telling the person at the intake that you have no history of sex abuse? Okay. So you're just automatically fucking lying. Oh yeah. You lied to me or you're lying to her. Some people fire their patients, you know. Oh yeah. Okay, so I see that at intake, okay, You said that you have no history of sex abuse in your childhood? Okay. How old was this female, and how old were you? Okay, so you're lying to them or you're lying to me? Okay, because what is this? Like, why are you here? What's the reason you're here? Okay, so you see Scholastica because you want your medication. Why are you seeing Ben? Because they told Mary Brian was getting a psychologist, not a social worker. That's why. That's the whole reason we went there. That's why we left Manic. Never in a day would Brian get mad at anything unless someone doesn't give him drugs. So that's one of my issues with Brian. Just not to go to jail, but he doesn't give a fuck about anything that's real. He doesn't give a fuck about things that have matter. Right. That's how you perk up and get out of a fucking quote unquote depression. Okay, dude? That's how you do it. Some of these people are so sick, Brian, that I think they thought by doing this to me, it would cause other people to rise up and get well because they're mentally insane. That's sexual sadism. Someone told me, right? That it's good to have to be tortured. It's good to get angry because it gives you energy. That's a fucking ape. I am not an ape. It's not good for me to have energy. It's called hypertension. And it dropped Tom Kent to a fucking bathroom floor and killed him because his mother thought she was doing that too. Are you a Christian? I asked someone who supposedly had a bachelor's of arts in psychology about his faith, and this is his response to me. Would it be important to you if I okay, this isn't gonna work out. You're a fucking weirdo. A patient has a right to know if you have a religious belief. Okay? They have a right to know that. Because if you're not a fucking Christian, they don't want to get therapy from you. You're already sick. You're either an atheist, which means against the theory, and you're a fucking literal priest or nun like myself, or you're a Christian. Because otherwise, you're a nutter. Your binder is already breaking down. So, as someone giving counsel, if you think that they don't have a right to ask you what your faith belief is, they do. They do have a right to ask you that. Um, when if they start asking you too many things about your personal life, right, that's sort of deflecting from talking about themselves. Okay, and it's patient to patient. That's why sometimes you're watching these videos I'm talking and you're trying to do stuff and it's just they just talk. I've tried to explain it. That's why the shelter workers don't like me because they're apes and they get jealous because they want to be the person that people talk to and that people just go, these people are all on fucking drugs. They can see it. Your jailers, they don't want to talk to you. They want to talk to Mary. Okay? They want to talk to Mary. You had some old woman sleeping in a room getting paid $15 for Bible class with Mary in your shelter. That's how sick you are. And then you had the guy that's obese having Bible classes with Mary sitting in your shelter. That's how insane you are. I'm your prisoner. So I guess what time is it? Oh shit. Gotta do it. Took 2 days off. Gonna scream into my phone for 2 hours. And I gotta look at Christmas lights tonight. That's my obligation. Other people's psychology for a minute, sure. I understand it now, so I wouldn't expect a person who doesn't believe in romantic love, okay, to want to listen to me talk about Brian. It's always going to be don't take his calls and then just well, that's it's always going to be that. It's not about getting back with him. It's about resolving all of my feelings. It's just not going to happen. Like I said, all I have is this and talking into my phone and God. No one can handle me on multiple levels. Just can't. Just it's a multitude of things that are never going to be resolved. It's about Almighty God killing a population of people so that I'm not mentally tortured anymore. Okay? That's all it is. It truly, truly is. I don't have to forgive. I don't have to reconnect. I don't have to bond. None of it. Honest to God. Part of it's acceptance. Okay? I will engage briefly. I will listen to those people, but I sort of right. It's like you don't just walk into the Vatican. You just don't. Okay? You don't just walk into the Vatican. And when I say I'm on a sabbatical, I'm on a fucking sabbatical. When I say that I'm done with fucking homeless people, especially out there, I'm done with fucking homeless people. Okay? When I'm done listening to fucking drug addicts, I'm done listening to fucking drug addicts. Okay? Okay. So God, Brian, this is just to progress the relationship, is now explaining to me when you lied to me. I don't know if you're picking up on that. Okay. Because whatever was going on from 2023 to Tuesday, November 18th, is never going to happen again. Okay? Whatever happens with you personally, or me personally, or us not together, together, whatever is going to happen, that's never happening again. Okay? Never. So you're in a thing now where you think you can keep doing it and you can't. Okay? Okay. Missing a person means you don't do that stuff anymore so that the person's not away from you. And you've already experienced being the fuck away from me repeatedly. You've already experienced, and this is one of the things he won't just let you talk. Everything is fucking all or nothing. That's not having a relationship when you're a fuck up. Any kind of relationship, even a friendship, a family member, a spouse. No. Every time is, I can't say anything right and you fucking bolt. That is exactly what caused Tuesday night. I mean, 5 months sobriety, and I go, like you're being an asshole. Why like some of the stuff you say. That's a conversation. He can't even have a conversation. He's so ultra sensitive and yeah. And the brain is still going opportunity and there's nothing else to do but get high and meet strangers and drink and go to detox and get benzos, blah, and wallow in my own fucking self-made misery. I got nothing else going on in my life, blah, blah, blah. No one wants to hear it anymore, Brian Buchanan, but absolutely disgusting people that you seem to not still understand how disgusting they are. Okay? Just like in your childhood, you're still not seeing how disgusting they are. Because you're a failure to marry. Why didn't you just go, yeah, sorry I said it, like, I don't know, I guess I should understand why you're that upset. I wasn't, like, thinking about your mother and carrying the stuff and, like, you know, just the whole kind of fucked upness, and why am I not carrying that fucking bag? Why am I making you carry it? I guess I wasn't thinking that, sorry. Oh, yeah, he just completely he can't handle any type of criticism at all about himself, okay? Right. It just, "I'm a piece of shit," but you don't, like, believe because someone said you were an asshole means I said you're a piece of shit? Right. It's like emotional blackmail. Anyways, married men don't take off for the night. Yeah, at some point in time, Brian, it's you know what? You can say you have that wedding ring on all you want. I have no idea if you have it on and it seems manipulative. Good, keep it on. Don't divorce me. Keep the ring on, blah, blah, blah. But hell the fuck no. I mean, you don't even know how to talk, and it's been 2 weeks. Just some people probably thought you were doing that in 2023, and you clearly weren't. You clearly weren't. Like, honest to God, Brian, I would think after June you would have known to never take off from me again. And I said that to you in a text message. I don't know if you got it or some stranger got it and has my phone number. Right. Just, you would have thought after June that you would never take off from me again. But something keeps going on in your brain where you actually believe that other people are gonna, yeah, like is to some degree, what you're doing isn't even rational in your like, you gave up 2 vacations. You would have been on vacation for the month of January, Brian. That's why I'm gone for the whole month. I planned you a whole second surprise vacation. Like, God almighty, like, you don't even go, "Oh, God almighty." It's like, "How can I fucking be doing this to this woman?" How can like, you don't even do that. How can I fucking keep be doing this to this fucking woman? Like, what the fuck? I know. It's bizarro to me. It's absolutely bizarro to me. I don't know, Brian. I contemplated if you could have been doing that with the foster mother, and that's why there was never a bond there. Um, Probably because of the abuse. Someone taught you that you're supposed to hate women, and the way that you get at them is you keep hanging around with men, and maybe they're molesting you. They're giving you drugs and alcohol, they're molesting you. It really kind of seems like that. So until you can get to a point where you're talking about that, you can't even talk to your own wife about your abuse. They, if you can't talk to Ben, then you need another therapist, not one of your friends on the street. No, you need like a psychologist. But some of these social workers, it's tough. Maybe a priest, the church, someone at the church. Yeah, just right. Not John in the stairwell. Nope. Right. It's got to be like a sober person who you feel comfortable talking about your abuse with. Okay, you're not drinking with them. You're not getting high with them. They're not gay. They don't seem gay to you. So some types of some kinds of abuse, people don't like to talk to their spouse about it, and that's fine. You really don't have to, other than going, "Yeah, I was abused, and I have these triggers." You have to be able to tell your spouse things that bother you and things that trigger you. And I spent time trying to explain certain things to Brian, and it's just he hasn't even accepted that he's been abused. Obviously, this last round with people taking him in and giving him a phone and stuff, he still hasn't resolved. is abuse. He won't accept it that it's abuse, right? Just when you won't stop intoxicating, that's why. I run away from everyone. What do you want me to do, Brian? Tie you down to a chair? I don't even have housing to do that to you with. But it's not even like our apartment, and I explained that on Tuesday night because of what happened last year. I know you just go. He knew he wanted to use. I tried to. I tried just. You wanted to use. You probably maybe you got upset because my mother's dying. But you wanted to use. I don't know if it was the guy talking to Steve. I just had a sense something was going on. I don't know who you talked to outside. You're admitting to me, Brian, that some dude picked you up outside of Smithson. That's where we go to smoke cigarettes separately because that's the thing I've never liked. Okay, that's sort of one of your things you do, but I've never liked it. Okay, so it takes that long for a whacked out person to talk to you. It's happened to me outside the library myself, and I've told you about it. I actually talk into the thing and tell the whole planet about it, so I know there's fucking wackos everywhere. So when you're out there, I don't even see where you are outside, by the way, when you're outside the library. Okay, so some of this weird shit you're doing, yeah, some of this weird, it's like one of those things. I don't care how much shit we have to pack up. Sit somewhere where I can see you fucking smoking, like right here, where I can see you fucking smoking. You're not coming here again. Where I can see, because you're never coming here again. Where I can see you, it's because of you're never coming here again. Because I'm gone till February. We're not going to be in contact before February. I told them that. And because of what you've done, you're never coming here again. Okay? Um, I can see what you're doing right there. I can see if someone's talking to you, all of it. Get it? Otherwise, he's talking to someone. He admitted it. That's why I just go, I can't fucking do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. I told you people to give me fucking housing. I told you to give me Social Security so I could leave fucking Massachusetts with them and camp. You're damned. You're damned. I don't care what the fuck. You shut a phone off. That one's gonna go. Her phone shut off. You don't even have to do it. You just fucking approve it. Done. Animals. Absolute fucking animals. So I guess what God's telling you, if you didn't fucking understand blasphemy against the fucking Holy Spirit, then you should be able to understand tearing fucking monks away from me to keep them in your fucking clan group and giving them drugs and alcohol and sexually transmitted diseases, getting cracked in the fucking head, getting concussions, getting fractured nose. You should be able to fucking understand that, right? You couldn't understand taking my fucking children. So can you understand dragging a fucking spouse the fuck away from me? You're damned. You're damned. You're damned. No human race could fucking exist. You're not human beings. You're not raising fucking human beings. You have no hope of being reborn a human being because I'm the fucking human being. It's an insane animal that has no hope of survival. Even if you could rebirth a human being, you can't. That's why you're all being fucking killed. smoke a cigarette, brush my teeth, and take my walk. Then it will be about 2 o'clock. I have till 5 o'clock, but that doesn't mean she's not coming back. This is what gets me with the walk because I like live streaming. Um, Yesterday I really should have taken my walk, and the day before I think I could live stream. That's why I didn't take my walk. Oh yeah, I didn't even go to the fridge. I think that's what I was gonna do when I get back. I really shouldn't do anything real quickly. I really shouldn't do anything real quickly, but that's why I hate limited time. But okay, what was it? I know I have so many epiphanies in the bathroom. God, what the hell? Um, okay, so it could be here's something if he ever listens, which he should. That's all that should be going on in your life, Brian Buchanan. Yes, night and day listening to me talk. And if I tell you to look up things, if you find a cause that's actually worthy to care the fuck about, like homelessness and this issue with keeping drug addicts on drugs, and you know that these people are probably drug addicts because they're pocketing half of the medication, like that cop in the video, you would think you'd start to get a little bit angry about section you to fucking jail for 3 days, okay? Shoot you dead, arrest you, and they're fucking drug addicts themselves. You would think you would care about that, okay? You would think you would care about that, that would seem fucked up to you. And then go, I guess it's possible that a person that's qualified to give psychotherapy, they seriously won't let her just have a piece of fucking paper on purpose, and that's why it's not a student loan. It's because that makes them have to question their own fucking sanity. Like, why do you have a literal fucking psychologist laying on the ground? How are you working? How are you getting paid to give a fucking psychologist therapy? Like Dr. Zingos, you have a lot of insights. He's a fucking doctor. He's probably like, oh my fucking God, you live in a shelter? Like, get it? I'm not sure you need psychotherapy. What the fuck? Anyways, um, is it possible that the brain, okay, the abuser made up that anybody that says something, just abusers do that. They do. They can drill into your head that another person doesn't like you. They can do that. Um, and you never listen to anybody questioning what they're doing with you. Okay. Because there's certain types of abuse where the child never reports it. Okay. It's a whole mind fuck nobody wants done to them. So there's always has to be a reason for why someone is negative about your special secret love and the things that you're doing. Right, like you're all the abuser is always the confident, the abuser is always the person they go to for any and all affection. They have to tolerate the weird sex stuff to get any love and caring from that person. So the mind would have to somehow separate that somehow that maybe there's even abuse going on. But in order to get any affection at all from anyone, they have to put up with the gross sex stuff that goes on. Right, just this beyond, all or nothing thinking where nobody he can't take a criticism, okay? It could be somebody else put that in his fucking head. They all make up that people are jealous of you. If you didn't know that, Brian, people are jealous of you. Um, right. That's the main thing that abusers do because they're explaining why people go, because sometimes people know something seems off and they don't like it. Okay. Right. Um, and sort of like if that abuser is never disciplining and stuff, okay, just that's the comforter. The abuser is the comforter because they're never disciplining. Nothing the kid does is wrong. Um, anyway, let me smoke and I'll think about it some more. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because I have to be careful with Brian because of his manipulations and my own non-objectivity. Okay, so you go, could that be a facet of caring? And so he gets more ups. He doesn't. Okay, here we go. God say it. It's not that. Okay, he gets upset at everyone that rejects him. So it's not that. Right. So it can be confusing at first when you meet him and you think he's afraid, the stuff that he uses to manipulate you. He's afraid, he runs away from everybody, and he doesn't even do this with me anymore, but he might still do it with other people with the like he's a little kid and he's always sick from the alcohol and dope and stuff. Like he's clearly able to manipulate disgusting men, if you get what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, and I'm just a poor, drugged out, la da 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 da, and anybody could do anything. Like a female with the eyes. I've seen him doing it. He was like that when I met him. Right. So, yeah, it's pretty easy for him to manipulate just the most disgusting males. Anyways, he doesn't like being rejected by anybody, and it's common for them to get angry when their con doesn't work. So I'm not sure if sociopaths do. Phil got mad when he realized I finally knew he was lying. It was important to Phil that I remained innocent and unaware of his lies. Right. So once he couldn't deal with me anymore. It was almost like he wanted to be the character he was doing. And once he knew I knew, he couldn't even look at me anymore. He literally could not face me and look at me anymore once he knew that I knew. Um, so I think maybe Brian gets angry with me like he thinks I'm dumb. So that's like a psychopath who doesn't want to feel compassion or caring or guilt for anyone. Most definitely. Right. That's why he gets angry. Like, how I I don't know why anybody would wanna be with me anyway because I'm such a loving person. I really, really am. I'm sure my sister knows. Right, just I'm such a loving person, and with him too, just all of it, like a nurturing or whatever, caring, loving wife. That's me, right? So he's clearly getting disgusted by that. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's mad at me because I'm so quote unquote dumb. You're mad at me because I believed you and accepted what you said? or you're mad at yourself, and you can't be mad at yourself, so you're mad at me. I can't fake my emotions. I think I mentioned that to Brian Buchanan before. I really can't. Nope, I just can't. So I get numb pretty much from what Brian does now. Before, and I explained it, the last time I was like that was like at Porter when he screamed at me to go shake over there. So the shaking is because I know that he's going to take off. You just go, he's going to take off, and now I have to feel like this, where you go, I miss you. Really, Brian? I mean, right, you just go, um, Sunday, you said this is your last words to me. Like, why would you suddenly stop calling me? With the benzos were that good? Were you talking to another person in the psych ward? You had access to a phone for 4 more days and didn't call me. Like, I really don't think you miss me. Not when you're high. You definitely don't miss me when you're high. So then you're using the drugs to not feel emotion. Not you, not your fun and fancy free on the drugs. Okay? You're using the drugs to run away from your emotions then. You have to make sense, right? You have to make if you're doing a persona, then you gotta make sense. And if you're not doing a persona, then stop fucking doing it. You gotta delete that fucking Facebook page with all the weird fucking photos and the wrestling. Because it's triggering some disgusting fucking person. Apparently he's called Buck. That's why. brush my teeth, but I'm getting a little bit of this that if it's true, it would be great for him to admit that. Okay. If he got out of the hospital 6 days ago, okay, and he saw any of the live streams in the Facebook because he had a phone, okay, if he became concerned about Bridgewater State Hospital and jail, okay, well, he should be concerned, and I'm not threatening him, okay? He should be concerned, okay? Because you're legally married, okay? Uh, you've had over a year, if you actually wanted to divorce me, to do it, okay? You signed a power of attorney at Spalding, and it's notarized. I asked you again about it, and you said for now, which is your addiction talking. Right, that's your addiction talking because you're afraid I'll get your DTA card again for the next high. That's your addiction talking. You don't say anything about a divorce like you did in May, which was your drugs talking. That's most definitely you on something. Okay. Just that rage and yelling and stuff like I saw going on in Quincy Center in 2023 with other people. And people told me it was because of the crack cocaine. You yourself told me that Greg Ryan guy went bonkers because of crack cocaine when he was threatening me and shit. Okay, so it makes people fucking crazy, whatever that is, meth, crack, crank, whatever the hell, with your special knowledge about drugs, you're on something that's making you like that. Okay, because you're so fucked up on stimulants and stuff. Um, you should be concerned. Okay, right. So also what you do each and every time you take off from me, and the things I said about other specialized housing. So far, I'm the only person that can actually control you and keep you sober in a proper environment, as displayed at the campground. Okay. Uh, had you not taken off Tuesday night, we would either be at the warming center or you'd be sitting here. I think a judge understands that. Every time you take off from me, your life implodes again. You don't even keep the same schedule that you were doing when we were together. Okay. Um, you can't just, after a brain injury and you're on a drug thing, you can't just all of a sudden have another caretaker. That's a person can't just all of a sudden have that. Okay. So I think the thing is like I don't know if it's benzos or crack cocaine that's making these people think they're in love with everybody. Um, like Faulkner Hospital, all those messages, hey baby, blah 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 blah. Okay, that's pretty embarrassing and gross for people that are victims of sexual abuse. That's pretty gross. Um, and then because you didn't want to discuss with me about what happened at the massage, where that's prostitution, you didn't want to discuss that. What happened? What are the thoughts in your head? Uh, you didn't want to discuss with me what the porn was on the phone, why you're masturbating. And you said you didn't know why you were doing it, that you were crazy. So those are admittances that you go out of control and you don't know what you're doing, that you're crazy and you don't know what you're doing. You're not doing any of that stuff when you're with me, and you don't like it because you can't escape into these drug highs. I have legal rights myself, in case you didn't know that. Like I said, I think some of it's because I obviously could have gone right to Bournemouth Hospital and then said, all right, I'm going to just keep him here and I'm going to Section 35 him. It's like this, Brian. Because of what these people keep doing with you, they won't stop giving you drugs when you're a drug addict. Obviously, a person would like jail, and you don't want to put someone in a thing like you're punishing them. But just, I think it's probably enough too, because he's admitting to me that he's using. Courthouse that told me when's the last time you saw him and stuff. He calls me and texts me and tells me he's using. After February, in terms of what the future is going to hold, he can't be in control of any of his finances. He can't even maybe a SNAP food card, but he's got to be taken to a store to shop like I do. Like I said, won't give me housing. Won't let me go camping. Clearly, I wasn't forcing the man to have sex with me. Right. It ain't gonna cut it calling Denise's phone because he told me he gives them that number on purpose because she doesn't answer the phone. Had I still been in Cambridge, I don't know because, like I said, he's already done this a bunch of times. And not a hospital that won't even call me. That's I did it for a month. Like I'm one of those people. I honestly believe that the stuff I was doing with him, right? That's why he runs the fuck away from me. He's got to stop doing that. He's got to stop running the fuck away from me. So we'll see if he can keep contact with me for a couple of months of what he's doing. Okay, because in 2023 he didn't. That's a lot of missing a person, right? Phew! Well, he knows from going to Bournemouth, they don't even give a fuck, and they don't do anything for him. I've got a sister that has her son with her because apparently he finally learned these people aren't gonna fucking help you. You got to cut the shit. Where the hell did I put my? Oh, it's okay. Put it back up. All right. I had this wicked weird dream last night, by the way. If I can ever find my stuff to brush my teeth, I can get out of the fucking car and take a walk. Um, and I'm also missing another thing too. The box to my phone. Okay. Oh, here it is. So what I was saying is not the box. This is here. I still don't know where the box of the phone is. It's got to be somewhere. Um, is this one? No, that's another cigarette machine. That someone gave me another one. That box has got to be over there somewhere because I don't have a case for it. Um, right. Her son lives in a trailer next to her house. Okay, because right, you just go, she doesn't even call because she knows she's already been through it with him. That's kind of what I'm explaining with Brian. And I would have gone to that hospital and said, look, no, watch this. You've never had a seizure from alcohol withdrawal, Brian. Okay, so what are you doing with him? He doesn't even need this. He's been stabilized on medication for 5 months in my care. Okay. Right. He took off and did a short bender. He doesn't need a medical detox. He's a drug addict. He's not even an alcoholic. You can't get that from the record? Okay. You can put him downstairs for a week and then watch him not sign a voluntary. I understand it's a 72-hour hold, right? He doesn't need Ativan. He did that at Spalding. And all the psychiatrist said is you can't keep getting Ativan, and then he fucking stopped. He's a drug addict. Okay. Stop giving a drug addict drugs. Are you a drug addict? I mean, clearly I wouldn't say that to them. Are you a drug addict? Are you taking some of the, when he starts to taper off, are you then pocketing it? Come on. You don't want that guy in your chemical thing because he has to be able to make a phone call. Someone's going to tell me. Someone's going to tell me that you did it. Mount Auburn, some hospital in Reuben, whoever you people are that go, yeah, 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 go and get this and blah, 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 you're going to be evicted. It's almighty. Because God's not going to fucking do it to me. That's why. You'll see. That John O'Connell guy's fucking management guy showed up. Oh, yeah. And we went, yep, he's been in there. He gave him a fucking key. Look, he stole his phone. He took his phone from him so that he could get back in. Finally. All right. I have like this huge thing of mouthwash in this toiletry bag I had here. I'll worry about the rest of it when I get back from my walk. So I did want to do one more thing before I packed it up. Let's see. See if he answers me. Well, I don't know. By 12:12, if you're a drug addict, are you still sober at 12:12 in the afternoon? Probably not, right? I've noticed usually he doesn't like to talk to me when he's using. Yeah, because usually it's, like, just a bunch of nonsense anyway. Like, it starts out, like, all wacko, and then it gets even weirder where he's then a social worker and he's not gonna be baited and all this stuff. It's gotta be because of what the drugs are doing to his brain. Because I text at 8:52 AM, I text him, okay, and then he answered me several times, like, right away. So then you go, "Okay, it's 12:12. What's today, Wednesday?" There's no, like, meal or anything going on a Wednesday, so you go, right. Yeah, so far he's not answering. I don't know unless he actually went to Quincy, but he'd have to shut his phone off. He doesn't generally do that. I noticed a lot of times that Brian just ignores, text messages and shit. I can see it coming down on his phone, and he's just do, 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 do. Clearly just locked into his own head. Because when he was here, he's just on his psych meds. He's not on Adderall, booze, marijuana, right? I kind of wouldn't even take it as I asked a question he doesn't want to answer. Yeah, but then he's probably like high as a kite at this point by 12:12 p.m. We'll leave that like that. Well, someone knows it's a live stream, right? If you're sitting at the library, okay, does he have his phone in his hand? Then he's purposely not answering because of what the question is. It's like a psyche eval. This is the question because when he asked me to call him, which I said I think he wanted money. He usually never does that. He just texts. Okay, so he texted and said, "It's me, Brian Buchanan," and he's not saying it's your husband anymore, like he did at the hospital. It's me, it's Brian Buchanan. He's done this before. Um, I got a new phone, call me back. Okay. So I call him and then he tells me he's at South Station and that he's gotta use the bathroom or something, he'll call me back. So right, he's probably panhandling and getting drugs. He does actually call me back. I talked to him. I told you what he said, and he tells me that he's still wearing the wedding ring. Okay. He was doing that in December, but he wasn't wearing it on his ring finger, by the way. Right. He moved it to the finger that I wear it on, which is kind of weird because how is it fitting on both fingers like that? Anyway, right. So the question is, because he just told me this yesterday. Hi, are you still wearing the wedding ring on your ring finger? And so he hasn't responded. Right. So you go, is he sitting in the library right now, Cambridge? Or wherever he is. Are you somewhere around him? Is he looking at his phone? Then he's purposely not answering it because of the question. Right. Why answer the other question? It's part of like the emotional stuff he does to me. He like likes to play with my emotions, sort of like a child with their mother. Um, some people, I think it goes beyond basic testing people. Yeah. Some people have an issue where they purposely sabotage relationships and then they tell themselves that the person never cared about them and they go, well, I just did this and then they don't love me anymore because they're fucked up. You're not supposed to test your lovers, right? You don't deny them affection on purpose. You don't do fucked up shit and then see if they still care about you. That's like your role playing with your parents. Husbands basically are sort of like they want you to be like their new mother. That is true. But I mean, some of this negative behavior, no. Nope. Not when it's hurtful and shit like that. And you're taking off the days and you're a drug addict and you're at least saying you're fucking other people and stuff. It's terrible, horrible. All right, so I'm going to take my walk. I don't know how to figure out the check marks either. I think maybe if the check marks are lit up, that means they read it. No clue how that works with this RMS texting and shit. That I guess that would be funny if you go later on, "So what'd you do today? Did you just hang out at the library? Okay. Did why didn't you answer my text?" Right, that's Brian. I don't do that shit to Brian. I don't. Nope. Just he texts me, I waited maybe 5 minutes and went, "Okay, I'm gonna go outside and smoke and I'll call him." Right. It's just they're always like that. Everything is a one-way road with them. Alright, let me shut this off so I can take my walk.